So around a week ago, I made this video detailing what I thought was the best route for ToB, and I ended up being right. With that said, it isn't surprising at all because ToB has a big melee focus. And in the video, I talked a lot about the melee route, being Kandarin, Mauritania, Asgarnia. It has the most important upgrades and is the most melee focused. However, I said I would make an updated path once relics were all released. And I would have made that video on day 1 had I not played 14 hours in a row and then went to sleep. I would have missed out on some important information and given a wrong selection on one of the relics. Also subscribe if you're interested in seeing my series on hunting the Verzik pet in this league. Anyway, here's the new video on what relics are the best for ToB and Trailblazer. First off, the tier 1 relic choice doesn't matter at all. You can choose whatever you want and still be fine. A lot of streamers and high level PVMers took Skilling Prodigy, but that doesn't mean you have to. You'll get to ToB faster because you're going to have early and mid game points from tasks quicker, but you're going to cap out at level 87. For this one, just pick based on preference. I picked Production Master because slamming out all my logs or ores in one tick is very satisfying. Tier 2, this one I really want to say can go either between Last Recall or Eternal Jeweler, but your recall is just better in general. It doesn't help at all with ToB, but helps you get there faster because skilling and PVM on the way is much easier. You can get an early teleport to the Gnome Stronghold early on with the Grand Seed Pod, so you just choose your recall anywhere and get to bank fairly quickly. I'd recommend recall for this one because it just seems the best. If you picked a different one like my friend and I did on day 1, it's perfectly fine. Just use what you have and focus on getting to ToB and you'll probably get there at the same time regardless of this relic. I am playing on Sen instead of Faplet, my Iron Man, for this league just because I want to play with Recall because it looks more fun. So I'm catching myself back up with that relic. But like I said, don't reset like I am. You should still be fine. Tier 3 is more of the important one. It's actually the most important. I heavily recommend Fluid Strikes as ToB is so melee dependent. I was gonna make a secondary route for people who want a blowpipe, but honestly it's just not gonna be worth it. It's not gonna be that good or reliable as using melee and hitting twice as fast. If you want to do ToB and Trailblazer, just focus melee and go for Fluid Strikes. Tier 4, Unnatural Selection seems better than Clue Hunter here because you get to rush any Slayer tasks you want. Gargoyles for quick money, Camping Kraken for Tent Whip or Trident, anything. You also get the chance of Superiors, which give you clues commonly anyway, so I'd say to just pick this one. It's not important for ToB as much as the others, but I'd say it's significant enough to pick over Treasure Seeker. If the second inventory relic wasn't broken, then I'd say to do that because it would be so fun, but rip that relic. Now we have these two. Tier 5. This one's also kind of preference, but Botanist looks the best to me. We can't get Divine Potions without Tyranwin, and this is the next best thing. Also, we never really run out of secondaries for our combat potions, which are already going to be tough to get. So overall, I'd say this one is the best for PVM, with Equilibrium being the best for points. Pick what you want, but I recommend Botanist. I didn't really go over Infernal Gathering because I just think it's bad. For Tier 6, this is the only one I'm not 100% on yet. I definitely am going Draining Strikes myself, that I know 100%, because the healing and prayer regen is important in any PVM scenario, and especially in a raid. But I know people are going to argue in favor of Weapon Specialist, which is also really good. Here I would say if you're not completely confident and aren't a ToB speedrunner, pick Draining Strikes. But if you're a Chad DPS machine, Weapon Specialist might work well too for you. We don't have Crystal Halberd here, so I'm not sure what the best special attack weapon would be, but I do know completions are more likely if people have Draining Strikes. It will take a bit longer, but I think it's just more reliable. Overall, I'd say Draining Strikes is best for the majority. Many people don't know how to melee Zarpus, and we're all gonna have to team up with randoms at some point, so unless you're in a League PVM clan, I'd say Health and Prayer Regen is also the way to go for you. So that's it for the relics. The regions were talked about already, but here's a map if you missed that video. My 3 friends and I are all focusing on going for ToB, with 2 of us going for Verzik pet. If you'd like to see my series on it, click the subscribe button. Episode 1 is going to be a bit delayed, but I'm catching up on my main account so I can use Last Recall instead of Jewelry on my Iron Man. It should be out Sunday or Wednesday with probably up to Relic 4 or 3 extra regions unlocked, like all the 3 ones that we can. But either way, thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful for you. Good luck with your goals in Trailblazer.